What's up, fine people? Good evening. We are here. It is time for the official release broadcast for Smokin' of the Micallef Migdalia Special Edition 2022. And without waiting, I'm going to get right into it. I am going to get our friends from Micallef in here. Please say hello to Dan and Amanda. Micallef in here. Please say hello to Dan and Amanda. It's you guys who are echoing.
Hey, Alex, how are you tonight?
You guys who are echoing. Good, good. I'm getting echo from you guys.
Where's the echo?
Good. I'm getting echo from you guys. You're the echo. Unless I'm the echo, which I don't think I am.
Interesting.
Unless I'm the echo.
Hey, let's get started. And if it's not bad, we'll carry forward and then we'll adjust. So, Alex, thank you for letting us join you tonight. And I have Amanda Micallef with me.
Hello, everybody out there. We're so excited to join Smokin' this evening.
Hey, hey.
And Alex, boy, do we have a special show tonight off camera. We've got all these wonderful, amazing ladies who are going to join us and talk about their cigar journey.
Yes, we have quite a crew. This should be interesting. I already got beat up a little bit. Backstage, so we'll see where this goes. But this should be fun. We'll see where this goes. Well, before we go there, let's talk about the cigar. So this is.
Well, we're incredibly excited.
Is this the second annual?
This is the second release of the Migdalia Special Edition. Last year, we released it one time on International Women's Day, and it sold out around the country. And the ambassadors, the Micallef ambassadors, told us that they wanted it back. So Amanda was like, hell yeah, let's bring it back. And so what did we do on International Women's Day this year?
We re-released the Migdalia Special Edition.
And, you know, I don't know if you've got one there with you, but look
actually,
at
I do.
This.
I do.
Beautiful
I was, I was gracious enough to be given one. And I'm looking forward to getting this lit up. So once you guys get to talking.
Alex has a tough crew there, so I'm just going to run for a moment.
Yep.
You know, at Micallef Cigars, we've released this, and it's called the Migdalia Special Edition.
Hi, guys.
And for those of you who may not know, we roll our cigars. We have a factory in Esteli where we rolled 1 million cigars last year, and we do it in partnership with the Gomez Sanchez family. And the matriarch of that family, her name is Migdalia. And in our core line of cigars, we have the Migdalia, which is probably one of our most popular cigars. And this year, we released this Migdalia Special Edition, and you could see that it's 6 across and 2 deep. And the Migdalia Special Edition is a San Andreas Habano wrapped around a Sumatra with Nicaraguan and Dominican filler. So I love a complex cigar, and I know a lot of people love a medium-bodied, medium full, but one of the things we did is we changed the size also. And so we've adjusted the Migdalia blend for this thing. Amanda, you want to talk about the size and why you love it?
Well, you know, I think it's a really smokable size for men and women. It's easy to hold. It doesn't feel, awkward in your hand. And I think especially for new smokers, those are things that you think about. But there's also something about this size that I think is magic. It's like the golden triangle in art. It's really a beautiful cigar. I think people find it really appealing, and they tend to kind of be drawn to it. And then, it's not unlike a Lancero. It's just a bit shorter. So the ratio of wrapper binder filler is kind of at its most perfect. And so it just makes for a really, really extraordinary smoke.
Yeah, the Smoke In Socialites, it's like one of the smartest cigar groups I've ever got to talk to. We've had some different sessions. And one of the things that's special about this blend is when you go to that smaller ring gauge of a size 40, you remove the filler components. So you're really at the essence of what the cigar is. So when it's right, it's perfect. If you're off a little, it's completely effed up. So our goal has been to deliver this Migdalia experience in a perfect format, in a 5x40, where people can enjoy it for all the reasons Amanda said, and people who like something, it's not overpowering, but it's medium plus, and it's just full of complexities.
So how many of these boxes were made?
So how are you doing there, Alex?
I'm
So
like I said,
this year we made
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I know. So we made 500 boxes or so this year. It's been an incredible process. When you're looking at cigar prices today, the prices everywhere are going up. They're going up in my grocery basket, my gas tank. But we were actually able, as we grew our factory to 1 million cigars that we were manufacturing, we were able to lower the price of this cigar. Last year was $12 a stick. This year it's right at $10 a stick. I know you guys at Smoke In may even be a little better price than that.
Yeah, so we did put our everyday discount, which is a 10% discount on the cigar. So a pack of 12 is actually $107.95, and the product is live now. Product actually went live at 12 today, and I can tell you guys it has already started selling. It's nobody had to wait until the event, and a lot of people did wait. It's already getting ground. And I suspect that.
Well, the last time I talked and last time I spoke with Migdalia, she summarized it when we were telling her about last year's feedback and what we were doing this year. She was quick to accent that it's just full of her Migdalia magic, is what she calls it. So we hope that socialites from all over the country and world get to enjoy the Migdalia magic. We had the Migdalia cigars regularly, but this is something special tonight.
And I think we maybe did we send some journals out there to go with those boxes?
Yeah, that's right. When you get your Smoke In order, you'll have a cigar journal in it when you buy a box. And that was a journal that Amanda and team wrote.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you give us the high points on the journal?
So I'm new to smoking, which surprises a lot of people, but I've only been smoking cigars for about 2.5 years. And when I started smoking cigars, I had a huge advantage. I had so many people around me with Micallef cigars that were willing and excited to help me learn to smoke cigars, but it's still a little bit intimidating. And there were so many times where I would be home or at a new lounge and I would be a little uncomfortable about something and not sure how to do it or what the right etiquette was. And I kept wishing that there was a single place you could go for sort of that cigar 101 information. There's so much information on cigars, but it can get really, really deep into the details. And I just wanted an initial sort of primer on the basics of smoking a cigar. And since we couldn't find one, I started talking to Dan and Al and really pitched them the idea of this doesn't exist. And I think it really would be a valuable tool. Let's build one. And so we created the Cigar Journal, which basically has some history of cigars, particularly spotlighting women in cigars. One of the other things I was super surprised to learn when I started smoking cigars was how integral to the cigar industry women are. And so it talks a little bit about the history of cigars, and then all the basics you need to know as you sort of start your cigar journey. And then it has some journal pages that let you put the band in and take some cigar notes on different cigars that you're trying, so that, at the end of a year or 18 months, you can sort of look back at what you smoked, what you learned you liked, and those sorts of things.
That's fantastic. And I think it kind of has your love letter to future smokers, right?
It does.
About your journey.
It does that. And it has some, what I would call some real world advice. I get into everything from the details of smoking cigars, but also, some of the basics of just how do you deal with the smoke and what do you do if your cigar goes out, and is that a bad thing? And kind of, I tried to take some of the, mystery out of all the things about learning to smoke a cigar and spending time in a lounge, especially for women. I think there's questions that sometimes we feel uncomfortable asking because it's such a heavily male dominated culture. So hopefully it'll be helpful for everybody, but particularly women out there.
Yeah, I hope you guys kind of discuss it more as we get everybody on. But I don't think a lot of people realize how integral women really are to the cigar industry, and kind of have always been. Just
yes.
If I think about many of the famous rollers that have come to America out of Cuba. Mm-hmm. You're talking about like El Titan de Bronze, and you hear about it's women who are, it seems like there's always whenever you hear about a cigar that like only one roller rolls, it's usually that one woman, and that's yes. An interesting thing, and hopefully you guys can touch on that a little more when we get everybody on.
Yes.
Alex, just to build on that for a moment, in our factory, we've got a head count. I think we're about 125 people right now across all the different roles. And the majority of those are women. Outside of like the physical baling of the tobacco as it comes into a process, we have women in every role. Yep. And then you get into roles like sorting for colors, and only women do that because they see color better than we do. That's so true. It's really funny. On the consumer side, we don't have the same amount of women as we do men. But on the manufacturing side, we actually have more women than we have men.
We do.
Very interesting. Very interesting. So what do you think? I mean, should we yes. get our ladies in?
Yeah, let's get the show started.
Absolutely.
Sounds good. I'm just going to throw them all in because we're going to do some intros and kind of get everybody going. So here we go. We have a full crew tonight. Oh, I lost.
Let's bring Donna in over here.
Come on, Donna.
Slide on in. Oh, absolutely.
Donna, you come in. I'm going to step out for a minute.
All right.
Beautiful. So, Amanda.
Put on over here.
Okay.
Get in this frame.
Let's get close and friendly.
Exactly.
Right.
Really, we are. We're going to be besties.
I think it's your show at this point, Amanda.
We've been besties for a few years.
We have been. Okay. Exactly. But they need to see that.
Hi, Donna. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing well. Another day here at Smoking. Another long day, long night. But, we enjoy what we do. So I'm excited for this. This has been.
That's right. You got to do what you got to do, right?
Absolutely. This is actually our first broadcast after the Great Smoke. So not quite the scale of Great Smoke, but hopefully
not quite the
just as much
scale
fun.
of Great Smoke, but hopefully much fun.
Well, I think the ladies and I plan to bring it tonight.
Well, it's your
And thanks
show.
for having us.
No, thank you. Thank
All right.
you for.
Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna jump in.
Micallef.
So I'm going to jump in. Ladies, before I jump into the questions and even the lightning round, I'd love to learn a little bit about, if you could share a little bit about each of you with the audience and a bit about how you got into and what you're smoking tonight. So we'll start with Moxie. Can you share a little bit about yourself and what you're smoking and drinking tonight?
How'd you know I was drinking, Amanda?
Well, I don't know. I'm drinking on camera. Am I supposed to be subtle?
You're not for me. So I'm actually just having angry orchard tonight.
Okay.
I'm smoking, as you know, the Migdalia. I was blessed to be given some 4-packs of this, and fortunately 2 of them. And you know that I fell in love with the cigar at the first smoke. So this is my last one. I'm glad I can buy a box today. I'm here at Smoking. I've been here 6 months. I came from Arizona to work for Abe and with some of the greatest people on the planet Earth. And I have almost always been in retail, minus a short stint in teaching. And I've been a cigar girl since '96. I started smoking with my ex-husband. When he decided we would turn a walk-in closet into a humidor, I figured I probably ought to start smoking cigars, so it was worth something to me too. And I've been smoking ever since. It was not as friendly to the female quarter days as it is now. And I honestly didn't start messing around with Moxie until I started doing events a handful of years ago. I did pairings with some liquor companies I was associated with through retail, and started pairing cigars with things people said you couldn't pair cigars with, like tequila. And I'm a tequila girl. So here I am, blessed, so blessed to work at this market and smoke cigars every day while I'm at work now. It's the best choice ever.
So Moxie, what you're really telling us is you've always been breaking the rules?
All my life. All my life.
What did you used to teach?
What's that?
When you were a teacher, what did you used to teach?
I taught 6th, 7th, and 8th grade remedial math and reading for Title I students for about 7 years while my kids were younger, because it gave me the opportunity to be home with them on nights and weekends. I am not
That's
a
awesome.
teacher. I have an English
awesome.
degree. I was an English major, political journalism, but I used that degree to be able to teach English in the school system. So I took a break from retail, but retail has been my life since I'm 14, and it's where I'm back, and I'm sure where I'll die, right here at Smoking.
Oh, I absolutely love it. Thank you so much, Moxie. We're so excited to have you today. It's going to be a really special show, and you're going, I know you're going to bring that magic, the Moxie magic. So thanks for joining us. Let's hop over to Jessica. Jessica, tell us a little bit about you and what you're smoking tonight.
I'm actually smoking a Micallef. I want to say it properly. It's the Experiencia. Is that how you say it?
Yes.
Okay, I said it correctly. Okay.
It is how you say it.
Yeah, that's what I'm smoking, and I've been smoking now for over 5 years. I kind of was always introduced to it because I come from a family that smokes pipes and cigars. My dad smokes cigars, my brother-in-law, my uncles, but I never really smoked cigars. Like, I had them on and off, but then when I met Kevin, we like dove into it. So that's how I got started in with cigars. But as far as what I do for a career, I've worked as a store manager of a Goodwill for over 10 years. I have about 40 employees, and 10 of them are clients with special needs. Before that, I worked with people with special needs. So that's kind of like a passion of mine. But I actually just put in my notice. My last day is April 2nd. I am about to endeavor in some cigar stuff and take care of my family from home. So it's going to be a whole new realm of things for me.
Well, congratulations on a new journey. That's really, really exciting. And what an incredible thing to have dedicated yourself to in the past. That's really, really incredible.
Yeah, it's partially because I have a son. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go. Tell us.
Oh no, my
we
son
want
has.
to learn more about you.
Yeah, my youngest son has Down syndrome, so it's always been something that since he's been born, I've been a huge advocate for him. But I also have a cousin who has Down syndrome, and she's actually older than me. So I've always done stuff with Special Olympics, been in the community. I was an all-parent advocate of Western North Carolina for the community. So it's like a huge deal to me. So it's kind of something that I have a passion for. So I have like an idea with cigars and kind of some stuff I want to do with, helping other charities. So that's it.
Well, that's what an incredible thing to dedicate yourself to. Thank you.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Let's jump over to Michelle. Michelle, tell us a little bit all the way from Alaska, guys, by the way. So she's definitely the person I think zooming in the furthest. Michelle, how are you tonight? Tell us a little bit about you.
I'm fantastic, Amanda. I want to say it's an honor to be invited to be on here tonight because, like I said on Facebook, I'm just a doofus that smokes cigars. Like, what do I belong here for?
Oh, far from it.
I am smoking a Micallef Migdalia, not the fancy schmancy SE yet, but I did order mine today, so I should have it soon fast because smoking is really quick for shipping. And it's one of my favorite Micallefs, so I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
Have you had a chance to try this special edition yet?
No, not yet, and I can't wait.
We should. That's my bad. I'm sorry. I should have slipped you one in Florida. I can't wait for you to smoke it. I want to hear what you think.
I'm just messing with you.
No, it's a special cigar. So I'm excited to hear what you think, especially if you're already a Migdalia fan.
Yes, big time.
All right, well, awesome. Nicole is spending her second evening with me this week. She's going to be sick. But we're lucky. We do some work with Spoken Nicole at Micallef. We love her and Matt. They have an awesome platform. Nicole, tell us a little bit about you. You're a newish cigar smoker, but she went in deep and fast, guys. So she's going to dazzle you with everything she's learned.
Well, I started smoking cigars when I met my significant other, Matthew. We are now engaged. And on top of that, he already had his cigar media company that was sort of taking off at the beginning of the pandemic, and I jumped right in with him. So by day, I am a spa manager. And then in my spare time, I help him run this wonderful company. So, and tonight I'm smoking the Migdalia SE, which is, I love this size. It is amazing. Hands down. So
that is great. We're going to have to come back and poll you all later on the size. It's become a favorite of us here, and we're playing with some other things along that size in the future. So I'm super curious to see how it's received, especially from the socialites. As Dan said, there's such a really educated group of consumers that we're eager to see what people think about the size, because we're doing a little R&D as well on more things in that size. So, okay, we're going to dive into, Donna, you're next to me. You gotta kick me.
I'm enjoying all this.
No,
I'm just listening.
not.
Okay,
guys. Donna Llewellyn is, I am so lucky. I know some amazing women, and she's definitely on one of the favorite people lists. She's got an amazing cigar story, which she's going to tell us later. That's coming up later. But first, just tell us a little bit about you.
Okay. Thank you, Amanda. Moxie, I'm kind of like you. I've been smoking cigars close to 30 years now. Okay. Back when females did not smoke cigars. Listening last night to the program and tonight, one of the things I've noticed is everybody said they started with their significant other after they were smoking. I'm totally the opposite. I'm the one that got into the cigars, and then the husband did it for a while and the son did it for a while, and they quit. I'm still at it.
Michelle got her husband into it as well, so you were not alone in that.
That's great.
It's been a fun learning all this. I've loved the last few years with all of y'all coming on board, teaching women about it and seeing women in it. It's marvelous because when I first started this, like I said, there was not women. And going and trying to find a cigar was hard to do. The cigar stores that you went into, there wasn't humidors back then. There wasn't lounges. You just went into a store, bought, hope you found a good one, and walked out, so you kind of learned on your own. I was blessed with my job. I was able to travel. I worked for TXU for 25 years. I'm retired now, so I get to just enjoy all of y'all, and work with Warner Brothers Studios also for another 8 years. But also my husband and I ran a sporting clays range. I don't know if y'all know anything about that, but it's shooting shotguns. And we traveled all over the U.S. shooting. And that's how I found cigars, was traveling. When we went somewhere, I'd go find a tobacco store, experiment, find some more. It's how I got my nickname, Cigar Grandma, was because everybody called me Grandma because that's what my grandkids did. And I was smoking cigars. So the shooters started calling me Cigar Grandma. So that's me. Sorry, guys.
No, I absolutely love it. We have such an interesting, diverse group of women here tonight. Okay, we're going to start with We're going back to Moxie. We're going to do what we call our lightning round, which is usually the format is super fast, almost one-word answers. But you guys can dive in. But feel free to expound beyond one word. We definitely want to get to know everyone tonight. Moxie, what is your current state of mind?
Content.
Love it. If you could do anything other than your current occupation, what would it be?
It wouldn't. This is where I want to be.
All right. I love it. What quality do you most look for in a female friend?
The ability to appreciate other females and acknowledge that.
That's a great answer. Who would you most like to smoke a cigar with? They can be alive or no longer with us.
All of the people. I enjoy smoking cigars with anybody that will sit down and light a stick with me.
She's so diplomatic.
That's awesome. Okay,
No,
and then
honest.
I know. But Moxie's a woman who loves the people. I love it. Okay, Moxie, as you know, we released the Migdalia Special Edition on International Women's Day, but most important, we released it in celebration of strong women everywhere. So we would love for you to tell us about a strong woman in your life that you would like to celebrate.
Oh, shit. Here goes more diplomacy, minus the cuss words. Amanda, you and I have gotten to know each other a little bit, and I'm going to be honest with you. The women that I admire, the strong women, are not the women you'd probably be surprised to think. There was a time in my life where I had some real heroines, Nancy Reagan. They were just people. But my strong women that I celebrate and enjoy every day are simply the women that get up and fight through the battles of this life every single day of the week. The women that are raising children, doing all of the things, the women that get out there and make a difference, the women that accept and empower and encourage other women to be their best selves. My strong women are everyday women that I meet all the time. I don't have heroines that are singular. I have heroines that are all of us just working to be our better selves.
Well, I absolutely love that idea. And that is exactly what we hope that people, or who we hope people think about when they pick up this cigar is, their sister, their mother, their grandmother, their best friend, the everyday women that are out there making things happen, our frontline workers, our teachers. So thank you. I think that's a great answer. Jessica, lightning round. What is your current state of mind?
I'm definitely excited and honored that I'm on this, but just feeling very peaceful lately. Just, very content.
That's another great answer. I like this. We have these calm women that are steadfast. Okay, if you
We're
could do
smoking
anything other
cigars.
than what you're currently doing. That's right. If you could do anything other than your current occupation, what would you do?
Well, I am going to be doing something different than my current occupation, which is diving into the cigar world a little bit more. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this new adventure. So we'll see.
That's great. That's great. What quality do you most look for in a female friend?
For me, it's honesty. I value honesty above everything else, even if it's very blunt and to the point. I'm a very honest person, sometimes to a fault, but I value that 100%.
Great. And who would you most like to smoke a cigar with?
That would probably be my grandfather, since he passed away when I was in my 20s, and I never really got into cigars until later on. So that would have been a nice thing, since I shared that with the rest of my family. Even my oldest son, who's 23, he smokes cigars. So it would have been nice to have that too.
Mm-hmm. And again, we are celebrating strong women. Tell us about a strong woman in your life that you would like to celebrate.
I don't know how I can compete with Moxie's answer, but for me, it has definitely
There's no competition here.
Yeah, I know. For me, it's definitely been kind of quite a few women accumulated over the years. Like I said, I do have a special needs child, and it really means so much when people come and support you, because during that time, you get some really dark days there. I mean, you're navigating uncharted waters. You are unprepared for children in general, and then throw in some extra special stuff that's happening. It's a lot. So I have a couple women, but one named Julia Price, who by all means has saved my life over the years. So she's the one I would say has put
that's awesome. Here's to Julia.
Yeah. She's been an amazing mentor in my life.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We will be back with more questions. Let's jump over to Nicole. What's your current state of mind?
So, in comparison to last night, I'm relaxed tonight because I can be at home and not in my work office doing a women's roundtable, smoking a cigar and having a glass of wine. So I'm pretty relaxed.
That's awesome. If you could do anything other than your current occupation, what would you do? And I'm going to limit you again. I am considering both your role at work with the spas and your role at smoking tobacco. You gotta expand. Those two already count.
I did think of a different occupation, and today I'm going to go with cheesemonger. It's weird, but I love my cheese. I'm a charcuterie girl. So you know what? Cheesemonger.
I can say with absolute certainty, nobody has ever said that yet. So that is awesome and unique.
I'm your first.
And I want more cheese. Thanks to God, I brought me some cheese. Okay. What quality do you most look for in a female friend?
So I have to agree with Jessica. So it was honesty last night. I want that friend that's going to tell me I look fat in those pants. But today, as an alternative to that, I want a friend to take me out of my shell. I'm a little bit of an introvert, so I need that friend who's going to get my butt out of the house and no, Nicole, you're not going to stay in the house tonight. We're going to go have a lot of tequila and have fun.
That's
Awesome.
awesome. I love it. Love it. Okay. And who would you most like to smoke a cigar with?
So a lot of different women. Last night, again, I had said Queen Elizabeth was first choice. But then after thinking about it, I've only converted a handful of my own female friends and forced cigars upon them. So there's actually a lot of women just close to me in my life who I think I need to work harder at trying to get them to a lounge to enjoy a cigar with me.
I love that. They won't be sorry. It may take a little effort, but once you get them there,
I'll try.
They'll be very happy.
I will try.
All right. Let's hop over to Michelle, who looks like she's enjoying her cigar. Michelle, what is your current state of mind?
Like I said, when Mock was doing questions, I'm so relaxed because, dude, we're smoking cigars. I mean, that's Zen time.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Okay, if you could do anything other than what you're currently doing, what would you do?
Okay, this is an interesting question because there's so many things that I think I'd be great at, but they require math and responsibility, and I can't do either of those things. So probably just exactly what I do I give support for online fitness and nutrition, and that's what I do. I'm great at lifting other people up. I prefer to not be lifted up. I prefer to be the lifter, if that makes sense. So
great.
I think
It does.
I don't think I would really be able to successfully do anything else.
All right. Again, we have a group of content, happy women. It's the best thing
Yeah.
ever.
Just want to
What quality do you most look for in a female friend?
the ability for them to be themselves. It's very frustrating as a woman who took so long to figure out who she was, me. It's frustrating to see women who don't know who they are. And I want to help them bring themselves out for themselves. So what I look for is a woman who either knows who she is and is not afraid to be who she is, or someone who's willing to be open to be who she is. Because like you can tell women that really don't know who they are. And like the I don't know, the Michelle in me is just like, oh, you have so much potential. You have so much potential. You could be so much more amplified and so much more and so much happier if you just knew who you were. And like, so either the women that already know who they are or are excited about learning who they are, I guess. So like, I'm more comfortable around women that are like that, I guess. Is that a good answer?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's a great answer.
For the reasons I love you.
You know, I think it's
Love you, Moxie.
yes. No, I think it's an awesome answer. And what you're really saying is you want to be around women that, you know, celebrate themselves and celebrate each other. And I think that's great. I think we all get a lot of pressure to be things we aren't. And so you want somebody's most authentic self. And
Yes.
it's awesome.
Because how can you truly be friends with somebody if they don't even know who they are, right? Like you want people should be their authentic self.
Absolutely. Who would you most like to smoke a cigar with?
Okay, I might ruffle some feathers because it's a man, and he's not even a cigar smoker.
No, it can be a man.
Okay, thank you. So Colombo Utisi, when my parents they had me very young, and my mother cleaned homes when they were just starting out. And he was the first man in my life that was kind. And I would go to his house or their house. It was a husband and wife with my mom, and their house always smelled of pipe tobacco. And I associated that smell of pipe tobacco with kind men, which led me to start smoking cigars at 20. So I've been smoking cigars over 30 years. And so I would love to sit down and have him smoke a pipe with me and me smoke a cigar and tell him what a huge impact he's had on my life. Because, I mean, that's like, to me, he gave me a gift that as a kind man, and the first of not many growing up, that he gave me such an incredible gift. I would love to sit and have a cigar with him and have him smoke his pipe and share with him what he meant to me.
Thank you for sharing that, Michelle. That's a really, really special story. Thank you. And I know we all have seminal moments, and it's not always easy to share those with other people. So I really do thank you for that. And last lightning round question. Who is a strong woman in your life that you would like to celebrate tonight?
There are so many. Off the top of my head, it's my diapers to Depends, my womb to tomb. Her name is Christine. She has always been that person that has always gone against the grain, has always done what she wanted, no matter what anyone thought. And she's currently battling breast cancer, and a very aggressive breast cancer. And I'm like raising my cigar and my glass of wine to her tonight because she truly is the strongest woman I know.
Well, thank you, Michelle. We all raise our glass to Christine, and we're all thinking about her tonight.
Thank you.
All right. Donna, you're up.
I'm up
You are up. What is your current state of mind?
right now. Very calm and admiring all these women we're talking to.
It's a pretty amazing group,
It is
isn't
an
it?
amazing group.
It's
I was
humbling.
very nervous coming, but now listening to all of them, I'm just calm as all can be and going, oh my Lord, where have they been all my life?
Yep. No, we are very lucky. It's an awesome group of women. And the cool thing is every one of these women will have your back every day.
Yes.
And that's part of what makes this cigar smoking community so special. And I
Yes.
think the women in it even more so. We see something in each other, and it's an awesome community.
Yes, it is.
If you could do anything other than your previous occupation, because you're
retired.
living the life.
I'm living the life.
What would you do if you were going to go back
If I was going to go
or
back,
start over?
you're going to think I'm crazy. I would love to be a fly fisherman.
I don't think that's crazy. That sounds like a pretty amazing way to spend your day.
I know. I would love to learn more about fly fishing. I fish. Matter of fact,
I know.
bother your
Good. No, you don't
I-
bother him at all.
no, I.
Well, how come you haven't been over to be fishing? You're coming over and going fishing. Okay.
Okay, that I've
Yes.
begged your brother to take me.
Oh, no.
No, that doesn't work. Okay.
No, you're
Okay.
coming fishing.
Yeah, I love
we'll
to
make this
fish,
happen.
but I would love to learn more about fly fishing. I
Okay.
really would.
That's good. All right. Donna Llewellyn, cigar smoking grandma and fly fisherman. I love it.
Hey, Amanda, what goes in your drink?
It was a bourbon, or you can do the rum and ginger ale.
Burners and
Yes,
Rob.
I love this.
All right.
Amanda ran out. We're having to refuel, y'all. Hang
I
on.
love
Okay.
Burners is
Can't have it
amazing.
without her drink.
Right?
I'm being the base.
Yes.
Wait, who said that?
Oh no, you need your tequila. You need your tequila.
It's funny. So Al Micallef, Dad, drinks Verner's, and I usually give him a hard time, but then I discovered it's really, really good with liquor. so now I can't give him a hard time anymore. It works. It's because it's strong enough. Whereas a lot of other ginger ales or ginger
Yes.
beers like don't have enough kick to go with,
That is really good.
right? A whole new world.
Okay. Dan gave his seal of approval.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
He did. Okay. Thank you, Dan. But don't go too far because you and Alex I'm coming to you guys next. What quality do you most look for in a female friend?
Straightforwardness. Be very honest with me.
Mhm.
And don't lie to me.
Mhm.
I want that to be a very straightforward person, which I have met a lot of those in the several years.
Yes.
And I'm glad to call them friends today.
Yes. I love that. Who would you most like to smoke a cigar with?
Okay. I'm going to kind of follow Michelle here on that. I've been sitting here thinking about this when I saw the list. I lost my dad when I was 9. I think I'd like to go back and have him and, okay, Dad, how'd I do? Just sit and have a long talk with him and smoke one with him because I know he'd smoke with me and just say, how we doing, Dad?
What was your dad's name?
His name was Tom.
All right. Here's the Tom. I have no doubt he would think you did very, very well. That is a great answer. Okay. We are celebrating strong women.
Mhm.
You're smoking a cigar in celebration of strong women.
Yes.
Who is a strong woman in your life that you want to celebrate?
I have 2.
Okay.
Okay. The outstanding one, she has been with me, like I said, since day one. And she'd be the one if I showed up on the doorstep with a bat in my hand and tears in my eyes, she'd take the bat and she said, who are we going after?
Yes.
And that's who I love. And her name is Kathy Bain. And she's been with me for over almost 50 years now. And the other one is a group of women that I've been involved with for the last going on 3 years. They helped me after Mike died and my husband passed. And they're called the Ladies of Defenders. They're a shooting group of ladies. I've helped teach them shoot. They've helped teach me to get back in. And it's an awesome group of women.
That is awesome. The Ladies of Defenders.
The Ladies of Defenders.
Well, I love that. Okay, ladies, we're going to take a slight pause and we're going to let the guys back on screen. I believe strongly that in order to have a really robust full cigar community, we have to have men and women, and I think that we celebrate men and women here at Micallef, and I know they do at Smoke In, and so we're going to play lightning round with Alex and Dan. We're going to let Alex be on the hot seat.
Oof, I wasn't
You're
prepared.
great, Alex.
Alex, what is your current state of mind?
Unprepared.
If you could do anything other than your current occupation, what would you choose?
I'd be a bum playing chess on the beach.
I thought I would say professional chess player, but okay. What quality do you most look for in a female friend?
Honesty, thick skin, a female that I can talk to like I would talk to anybody else, that I don't have to not be myself.
Yep. I think that's awesome. Who would you most like to smoke a cigar with?
I thought about this as you guys were talking, and I'm going to go the historical route. I'm very much a history nerd, so like a Winston Churchill would be one of those people for me. I'm a very big history guy, and I'd love to talk like, that. This is a guy who literally went through a war smoking cigars. A lot more than we've ever done.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have no doubt he'd have some good stories for you.
I'm sure.
So we're celebrating strong women with this release. Who's a strong woman in your life you would like to celebrate?
I guess I'm gonna have to give her due. I don't talk much about Marissa, who is my girlfriend, and you guys, most people know, is Abe's assistant. But Marissa has been integral in my life. Most importantly, she takes care of my son, who is not her son, as if he was her own. I mean, he is her own at this point, and sometimes I don't give her enough praise for that.
Well, that is awesome, and that is a huge compliment and credit to Marissa. Thank you, and thank you for letting us put you on the spot.
Absolutely.
When the women take over, you have to be prepared for anything.
Oh, I was.
Okay, Dan,
I thought I was going to lay low.
I know. That's right. This is so fun for me. Okay, Dan, what is your current state of mind?
All right. I am so energized by this chaos and women and the passion. This is just so much fun.
Yep. If you could do anything other than your current occupation, what would it be?
I'd be a painter.
Yes, that's such a good answer. And he means Dan is actually an extraordinary painter.
Yeah, I'd be an oil painter.
Yes.
Wow.
What quality do you most look for in a female friend?
Loyalty.
Yeah. Who would you most like to smoke a cigar with?
Okay, Alex, I'm going to even go deeper on the history nerd thing. I'm going to make you look good. For me, I would like to have a cigar with Aristotle. How he can be impacting our lives 3,500 years later.
Yeah.
I would love to just see what the man was like. I mean,
would
what
be.
an interesting conversation.
Yes.
I love.
What do you think he would smoke?
Answer.
I'm going to smoke Micallef's.
Good answer. And who is a strong woman that you would like to celebrate?
I'm the luckiest guy in the world. My entire life is full of strong women. My great-grandmothers, my grandmothers, my mother. And the one I would celebrate right now is my wife, who takes all my craziness and just loves me for it.
Awesome. Yes, here's to Birdie. She is, you guys, I don't know if any of you have had the pleasure, but Birdie is the special one.
Thank you.
So, okay, thank you. You guys are off the hook for the moment.
All right.
I reserve the right at any moment to bring you back in.
All right. Thank you.
Peace.
All right. Donna, you have to come back and join me.
Okay.
We're playing musical chairs, and We have tape. We have hidden the power cord under the carpet,
I noticed that.
which is great, except when you want to roll the chairs back and forth, and that's where you keep seeing us get
I'm
stuck.
hung up on.
We get stuck. Anyway, okay, but at least we don't trip.
No, we don't trip. That's true. You just
Um,
hang up.
Yes. Okay. So we're going to a little bit more longer questions, and so we'll just ask everybody a question at a time. And what I really want to start with is cigar journeys. So Moxie, talk to us a little bit about your cigar journey.
Oh dear. Again, I started smoking a long time ago. Can you still see me? There we go.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
Yeah, we see just you.
Again, it was 96 when I actually started really smoking cigars. And my husband at the time was very much-
Thank you.
I have a white screen, so if y'all can't see me, it's okay. I can't see you either. I smoked off and on, not super heavily like I do now. I mean, I'm a 3 to 5 cigar a day smoker now. I think the only one that has me beat generally is Michelle. But at the time I started smoking with the ex-husband, I had given up cigarettes, and like I said, he was investing a lot of our time and money in cigars, so it was just better to join him. It was something I found I enjoyed. It was relaxing. It was comfortable to me. The problem was, and it truly was in the 80s and 90s, that women were not super welcome in the cigar industry. And knowing, if you know me at all, and some of you do, that didn't stop me. In fact, I was just going to plow my way in. But I went from smoking cigars on poker night, because I also, drink tequila and play poker, and to being more active in the cigar community. And what I learned was that we just weren't super welcomed, and often we were patronized, which is what started the whole Moxie thing. So I got a little more active in the industry, and it was before social media was a big thing. So it was on a small scale at different lounges. My journey has been an interesting one. I have gone from not even wanting people to know I smoked, in some cases, as out there as I am. I'm not much of a chameleon. What you see is what you get, no matter what crowd I'm in or who I'm entertaining, or at work for that matter. But it was difficult to deal with the criticisms that sometimes came with being a female cigar smoker. Now it's far more embraced and it's more welcoming, but not everywhere. So my journey has been interesting. It is far from over. I think women in the cigar world, whether they're just occasional smokers or whether they are in the industry, need to be supported and encouraged. And that's super important to me. I think that, I'm not going to get too deep in this, but I just feel that some of the influences people have not always been super positive. And those of us who are serious cigar smokers, who truly love the art of the cigar, the craft of the cigar, and smoking the cigar, have to embrace each other. And that is my sole purpose. To enjoy the cigars myself, but also to support women who do, and to help educate women who may or may not know without patronizing. And that's the whole story. Here I am now. I chose to walk away from big box retail about a year ago. And then Abe reached out and said, why don't you come join the team? And I came out, and I am blessed. Again, I wake up every day and I want to come to work, and I get to touch so many people and meet so many influential people. And I've learned so much from the people I've met. My journey started in 96, but it really began about 6 months ago. And I think it's just, where it ends, nobody knows, but I'm excited about the future of it. I'm excited about women in the cigar industry and how we're coming to know ourselves and each other and support each other. And that's the long and short of it.
I absolutely love how you put that. I started smoking 30 years ago, but my journey really began 6 months ago. That is such an awesome way to look at a time in your life. And it's great to be 30 years into something and still be able to have a fresh take on it. Moxie, that's not easy to do. So cheers to you. That is awesome. Same question. Let's hop over to Nicole. Can you tell us a little bit about your cigar journey?
Absolutely. So, again, I had started this journey when I had met Matthew just about 2 years ago now. So still fairly new, but my cigar journey is just beginning. I'm definitely someone who wants to absorb flavor notes, taste everything, compare, sort of the finer notes of cigars. And there I go into a shop and I'm like a kid in a candy store. What haven't I tried? I try to gravitate towards new things all the time to just further expand my palate.
Doing it.
Thank you, Nicole. I like you. You came into it because of Matt, but you have truly changed the entire dynamic of smoke and tobacco. It's very cool to see the two of you really as a partnership out there. I'm excited to see more and more women in cigar media telling the stories. So thank you for helping lead that charge.
Thank you,
Jessica.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your cigar journey.
Like I said earlier, that I've always had been influenced from my family. Like my grandfather was a pipe smoker, and my dad and other family members smoked cigars. So I was always interested. But until I really met Kevin, it wasn't, that's when I really dove into smoking cigars. And it was like definitely an interesting experience because, it was fun. It was something exciting. It was new. We were just dating, and, it was something to dive into. But then we, really became like a passion. And so for me, it's been like interesting as a woman in the cigar industry, because I didn't really notice that many women at first, and then I wasn't really part of groups. And then once I became part of groups, I did see a lot more women, but they weren't being very vocal. And so when Kevin started the cigar prop business, like we both kind of really dove into it, and I was kind of forced to kind of speak up a little bit. I love the cigar community. I do wish that some more women would get involved because, it is a rarity in some aspects, but, all we can do, like the four of us, we're pretty vocal women. So I think we can get some other women engaged and get them going. And hopefully this like is a new turning point for women in the cigar industry.
Jessica, I share your hope. I actually really do believe that we're at a crossroads, and I think that if we and other women are strong voices, we're going to see more and more women embracing cigars. But it's gonna be slow, but it will happen. But I thank you for really speaking up. I know it's not easy, and I think that we're going to talk here in a second to Donna, who can talk a little bit about her journey, and Michelle too. And they are 30 years in, both of them. So, Michelle, why don't you jump in and tell us a little bit about your cigar journey?
Okay. So it was, like I said, Colombo really, the scent of the pipe tobacco, and I grew to associate cigar smoke with the kind men also. So basically, as soon as I started tending bar at 21, I started just grabbing cigars wherever. This was back in Michigan. I just grabbed cigars, smoked them, grabbed cigars and smoked them. And that was pretty much my journey for the majority of my smoking journey until Tom and I were in New Orleans. This was maybe 5 or 6 years ago. And I was in New Orleans at one of my favorite cigar lounges there. And I just grabbed a cigar, and one cigar it made me go, I need to start paying attention. It was a La Flor Dominicana 25th anniversary. And it was like, I want to learn more. I want to be a sponge, and I want to start paying attention to what I'm smoking. I don't want to just go to a convenience store or a cigar store and just grab cigars and smoke them and go, oh, that is good, or oh, this is okay. It made me want to dive into the cigar culture and become more of a nerd about what I'm smoking. And like a lot of the women are saying, especially Donna, and Moxie, the majority of those years, women just didn't do that. Like, I never had anyone to smoke cigars with because the women weren't smoking cigars, and the men were like, well, that's not really a womanly thing to do. Like, why are you doing that? And so I was smoke by myself. And even Tom, it was because of the Rona and being locked down, and I was out on the deck smoking cigars, like chain smoking, like Moxie said. And Tom was like, well, if I want to spend time with her, I'd better be out on the deck and I'd better start smoking cigars, or I'm just not going to spend time with her. So he started smoking cigars because I was smoking cigars, which is kind of cool. So Donna and I have that thing in common. But what really helped so much in my cigar nerdness, I would say, would be the socialite group, and seeing other women and accepting men with women smoking cigars and not being looked down upon, or feeling like I never really hid my cigar smoking, because like I said, I was tending bar with smoking cigars, because back then you could smoke cigarettes and cigars in bars in Michigan. So it was like I never hid it. I just never, back then I didn't really care about what I was smoking, and I didn't have anyone to smoke with. So like now that I have Tom to smoke cigars with, and now I have this socialite community and the whereby that Abe so graciously has available 24 hours a day, and now Tom and I have people that come over on every weekend, and granted they're mostly men, but we are trying to get more women in and having them learn about cigars, having them expand their cigar, not their palate, but expanding their knowledge of cigars. So they're not just reaching for, well, this looks safe, kind of pushing the envelope a little bit with them. So they're more immersed in the cigar community and inviting people to the socialite group, because sharing a cigar with other people it takes cigar smoking to a whole new level. There is something to be said about smoking a cigar by yourself. Like that's my Zen time. That's when I can settle down and think and kind of focus, because I have a problem focusing any other time. But it's grown into such a huge part of my life and Tom's life that we just jumped right into the community aspect, I guess. And it feels like home. Like I truly, when Abe started the socialite community, it was like, I finally found my home. I finally found my people. And I consider my cigar family my family. Like I have more in common with them. They are less judgmental. Just a wonderful, welcoming, happy group of people that I just love, and I'm so grateful every day that we have had this community to share our lives with. It's a beautiful thing, and I didn't swear once.
I'll swear it out for both of us.
Are we not allowed to swear? I did not get that memo. We could be in trouble.
Oh, well,
thank you, Michelle.
That is a memo like that, because you all know what my favorite words are.
Yeah,
no.
mine too.
Me too. That's interesting. I think a lot of us may have that in common. Michelle, thank you. No, I completely agree. And one of the things that surprised me the most about cigars were the community. There's nothing quite like it.
Mm-hmm.
Donna, I mean, you have a really fun story. So,
which story do you want?
I want the cigar. I want I'm out, I'm shooting, and I decide that I'm going to start smoking cigars. Authentic Donna story. Girl with gun starts smoking cigars.
Well, that's how I got introduced to it while I was shooting guns. Matter of fact, it's listening to the other ladies talk about, yes, it was very hard to get out and smoke in front of people because of the stigma, a woman, and seeing you smoke. But I was blessed to be in the shooting community I was in, sporting clays all over.
Well, and not to interrupt, but also I would imagine where there also aren't as many women.
No, there wasn't any. I was one of the pioneers back then too in shooting. So that I broke grounds both ways, shooting and smoking. And plus I was an owner of co-owner of a sporting clays range, which was very unusual to have a woman doing that too. And I was introduced to smoking cigars at a state shoot in Arkansas.
Okay.
And a couple of guys took us out to eat one night and carried us down and did the thing that I now know you're not supposed to do with cigars. I don't know what we were doing, but he took the cigar and dipped it into port and handed it to me.
Mhm.
And so for the first year I was smoking, I thought that's what you were supposed to do.
Mhm.
Then I learned on my own because there wasn't the rule book that you came up with. I learned about trying to find something that satisfied me
Mhm.
and finding that taste. And again, you went into stores, the stigma was there. The man was going, "Oh, you want this over here," and so you kind of let them guide you for a little while till I finally developed my taste. And I'll never forget the time I was in San Antonio down at the national shoot and went into a tobacco store and was going through, and the guy was, stuck to my shoulder, just literally on my shoulder the whole way. And I'm going, "Can I help you?" He said, "Well, what does your husband like?" And I said, "I'm not in here for my husband." I said, "I'm buying for me." And I already picked up a couple of boxes that I really liked. And he goes, "Oh." And so then I started quizzing him on others, and then he was taking me around. "Well, you might like this, because I was telling him my taste. And that's the first time that I was really treated like a person that knew what they were doing, that, hey, you kind of know a little knowledge here. But in the shooting community, I could pull them out. Nobody ever fussed at me about it. They all thought it was cool. I could sit. But then if we, I'm like, the girl, I sat on the back porch, and that's what during all of this, I've got a 12 by 56 porch off the back of my house. I sat on it every night, 2 or 3 a night, just out there enjoying myself. My family's used to it now. They're used to me carrying. Matter of fact, I just got back from Mardi Gras in Lake Charles a couple of weeks ago.
Fun.
And handed out some Micallefs down there to several people that were standing around going, "Hey, I like the smell of that." And I said, "Well, here, you need to try it." And I was handing them out down there, and nobody made a big deal out of it. So, but I've been doing this, going through the stigma of being the only one that's ever done it. But luckily, your dad came along, but I was blessed to know your dad and your brother back in the shooting before cigars were ever thought about. And when your dad started this, he contacted me, and that's how I kind of got now learning about the inside of the cigar. And y'all have brought me into knowing more, but it's still about taste. You got to get the taste. You got to know what your palate likes, and nobody can tell you what you're going to like till you try it.
Absolutely. And and it's okay not to like everything.
No, it's not. And I have smoked a couple of $3 or $4 cigars that would outshine a $40 to $50 cigar. It doesn't have to be a high dollar cigar to taste good. I'm sorry. I have thrown some $40 cigars away going, I'm one of these, if you light up and the top of your mouth is automatically burning by the second or third butt, I'm through with it. That's it. The burn is not right.
That was a big lesson for me. You don't have to finish.
No, you don't.
If you don't like it,
don't
just
like it,
put it down and light something else.
And I don't like those that you smoke on and all at once. I'll be honest, I never smoked marijuana. I never smoked a cigarette. But every once in a while, you get a hold of one that you're kind of sitting there going, "Ooh, okay, I'm not doing that one again." Girls, I'm not doing that one. Y'all stay away. But in the last 3 or 4 years with my shooting, the ladies I was talking about, defenders, they all support me. I've been trying to encourage them to come to some of it, but several of their husbands and significant others smoke. And so it's fun. We sit down and they ask me, "Well, what do you think I need to try?" So it's been fun that way too.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Okay. That is great. Let's go. Let's hop back to Nicole. I keep picking whoever's in the top left corner if anyone wants to know the sanity of how I'm choosing, because that's where I start and I go back around. So I don't know how Alex does that. No, Alex, don't do that. You're going to confuse me. All right, Moxie's now. All right, Moxie's up. I can't. What are you doing?
You can't hear Moxie.
Okay, we're going to go back to Nicole, and we're going to go to our next question. This is one of my favorite questions to ask people. What is one thing? I couldn't hear you. What, Moxie?
I'm not one bit surprised the goat did that. I knew as soon as you said top left corner, he was going to start doing Russian roulette with us women.
It's doing that. Yeah. Well, we know he's paying attention. Okay, Nicole, what is the one thing you wish you knew when you started smoking cigars?
So at first I had said I shouldn't have listened to Matthew. He thought I would like flavored cigars, and I do not like flavored cigars, but that's a me thing. And now I will say, don't listen to anyone. I wish Someone just said explore it all on your own. Find your own taste, explore yourself. Don't, because everyone's palate is different. So you have to do your own exploration, you know?
Okay, just because Alex screwed with me, I'm going down to Moxie. Moxie, you're up next. What is one thing you wish you knew when you started smoking cigars?
Oh, goodness. So many things. I didn't know anything about cigars when I started smoking them, except what my husband smoked at the time. If I had the knowledge I have now, then I probably would have never smoked some of the cigars I smoked. I don't know that there's anything, Amanda. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a learning journey. No matter where you started or how long ago you started, it's a learning journey. And every day there's something new to learn. There's something new to learn about tobacco. I'm kind of a nerd now. I want to know all the things. I want to know which harvest and the 7 harvest and all of the things. I'm a total nerd about it. I wish I would have had the people in my life that I can go to now and ask those questions. That's the only thing.
Yes, you have to have your cigar advisory board. That's super important. Jessica, what's one thing you wish you knew? What's one thing you know now that you wish you knew when you started smoking cigars?
In some ways, I agree with Nicole. I used to always say I wish I never listened to Kevin either. But I guess it would just be, smoke everything. Try everything. I mean, you're not going to know what you like until you start trying to smoke things and build your palate up. And yeah, some cigars might be too much or too strong in the beginning, but you'll work your palate up to that point, And also a friend of ours made a comment a long time ago to us about how our palate wasn't defined yet. Like, when we drink things and we eat foods, like that plays a big part in like how you build your palate too with smoking cigars. So if you're not like an adventurous eater or any of that thing, how do you know what some of these notes might be, or and so it's just I wish I would have maybe experimented a little bit more than being so reserved in the beginning. So for me, that would probably be what I wish I would have done.
I think that is great advice for any new smokers out there. Michelle, what about you? Something you know now that you wish you knew when you started?
Probably, I wish I would have started paying attention sooner to what I was smoking. Because like, I really don't, I try not to let people influence me. So it's not like things were pushed on me, whether it was a person, like a regular person on the street or someone I was with or someone in a cigar shop. I've always been like, oh, that looks fun. Let me try that. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe it happened the way it needed to happen for me to have that one cigar to totally knock my socks off, to go, whoa, Michelle, stop, like focus, pay attention to what you're smoking, because there's so much more to cigar smoking than just lighting one up and smoking it. And I mean, I enjoyed cigar smoking all those 30 years, or I would have stopped, right? But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would give myself any different advice. That's honestly probably the toughest question you could ask me, because yeah, I don't think I have an answer for that, because it probably happened the way it should have happened. Like I enjoyed cigars until I found one that really forced me to pay attention and forced me to want to dig deeper and become that geek like Moxie was talking about. Like, wow, pay attention, because there's so much more to cigars than just lighting one up and smoking it and just enjoying it. There's a bigger world. And like Moxie was saying, like none of us are experts. There's always something to learn. There's always like we never stop learning with cigars. So it's and that's something I would love, and not just women, but men too. It's like, don't be intimidated by starting smoking cigars, because there's a right way or a wrong way. Just have someone teach you how to cut it so you can get a good draw. have someone teach you not to inhale, and let your journey start from there, because and don't be intimidated, because you like what you like. It doesn't matter what the person next to you is smoking. It doesn't matter what someone else likes. What matters is, are you getting out of a cigar something that makes you happy? Every cigar should be like a little mini vacation, right? And it's don't be intimidated. Just if you're intrigued by it, if it's something that you think you might enjoy, light one up and see if it's something you like. Don't think you have to know anything. Don't think you have to be knowledgeable. Just do it and let it take you from there.
I absolutely love that advice. Donna, one thing you wish you knew, that you know now that you wish you knew when you started smoking cigars.
How to actually cut one right to get the right flavor out of it, because there was nothing back then. The book you wrote and put out is excellent in that, because punching a hole, V-cut, just cutting it off, or just biting the end off of it.
Well, and it's changed. There's actually a lot more options that are
Yes.
sort of popular today that weren't necessarily popular 30 years ago.
That, and wish they had taught you that you don't use Zippo lighters.
Yes, that's a good one. Can you burn that thing up?
You'll burn it up. Plus, you get
We've all been there.
and you
Or
get
not.
and,
I've been there.
And Moxie and Michelle, have y'all ever done one with the Zippo lighter? You get the taste of the lighter fluid in it.
Only the
And that's the
21
worst
I've
thing to
never
do.
done
But
that.
back when we first started, you didn't have these. You didn't have the nice lighters. So everybody had a Zippo lighter. So you lit it with that. And boy, it would ruin the flavor of a cigar in a hurry.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, we're going to hop back to Nicole with the next question. This is sort of a little bit of a two-parter. You can answer either or, but really what I want to talk about is bringing more women into the cigar community. And so, what are your thoughts on how we might encourage more women to join the cigar community, or if you've seen other areas, hobbies, trends, whatever, that have done a good job that the cigar community could learn from?
So I have 2 points with that. And I want to expand on what I said last night. If every woman committed to bringing another woman to a cigar lounge once a month, we could probably convert a lot more people, for one, to get them comfortable. I think most women, they just don't want to walk in by themselves, or they just don't have someone who's really pushing them to go, but they are not actually opposed to going, right? So it's creating that, just sort of bringing them into the lounge, making them feel comfortable, right? So if we can all commit to that, and the men who have women in their lives, or women friends, whatever, we can get more women involved. Absolutely. The second piece to that is, I had spoke about this group last night, but there is a sort of formal group called Sister of the Leaf Global Movement. So they actually have not officially launched yet, although they've been working on projects, and you still are able to join. But a lot of women in the cigar community are already a part of this group. It will be ramping up. And I know Dan had asked last night if men can join, and yes, men can join the group, Dan.
Well, that is awesome, and I'm so excited to hear that more inroads are being made for women. Jessica, what about you? Thoughts on how we can encourage more women to join us in the cigar community?
Yeah, that's definitely like a tricky thing, because for me, it was definitely intimidating, even going with Kevin, knowing him. Still, just I felt like inadequate sometimes going to a lounge or to an event. It took me a while to get comfortable, and I definitely have not seen a ton of women in the beginning when I first started. Now I see a lot more women. Social media is like a huge thing, I think, where people feel a little bit more safer. Maybe they don't have to go out to a lounge. So maybe doing some more online content like this is amazing, So I definitely think that would help maybe engage more women and maybe do more events for women at like lounges, I mean, that's just something that I've always thought like I'd like to see, is more just like female oriented events.
Yes, I love that idea, and I know that more and more lounges are becoming more and more open to that. So I think that's great. And if you're a female and you're a smoker and you're watching today, talk to your lounge, your brick and mortar, about potentially having a woman's night or opening it up, or start your own women's cigar smoking group at your favorite brick and mortar. I think you'll find that people are much more receptive than they may have been a few years ago. So be sure to, speak up, use your voice. That's how we're going to get there. Moxie, what about you? Thoughts on how we can bring more women into this awesome community?
Well, it's not ladies' night. Here's the thing. I think that the best way to bring more women into the cigar world, into a comfortable environment in the cigar industry, is simply by being welcoming, by being non-patronizing and non-judgmental, and influencing the men around us to understand that. Because no matter what we want to think, we are the minority still in the cigar world. We are the second largest growing demographic as cigar consumer, by the way. But as far as women in lounges, the consumer in general, we are a minority. And so I think the best way is simply by to create a welcoming environment and to not have that be a patronizing environment. I've done a lot of work in the Moxie room, and while we've scaled back social media tremendously to make it comfortable for the women who are actually interested in learning about cigars, I think it's simply to offer that camaraderie. You've got women in this room who I've met in person now that I originally met online, and their welcoming attitude and the spirit of family and community has made it so much easier. Me, I'm a little different. I'm not your typical girl, if you will, but I think women in the industry who need to be encouraged or made comfortable, we do that simply by open arms. There's nothing that works better than open arms and welcoming people in, and making sure that we answer questions and we provide education in a way that doesn't make people feel belittled in any way, shape, or form. So it just open arms. That's what it's going to take, and encouraging the men around us who support us and encourage us. Some of you have husbands and significant others in the industry or who are cigar smokers, and they listen to us and they obviously respect our position. We have to respect and welcome everybody who comes in. I'm not a big proponent of ladies' night, but I am a big proponent of women's events and women's educational events. It's no different. Like Donna, I have been big in the shooters world. I taught women on target for the NRA for over 15 years. And it was the same thing in that world. Women will come if they feel welcomed and if they feel they're not being judged. And that's what's important.
Absolutely. Michelle, thoughts on how we can bring more women into our awesome cigar community?
Well, I am big advocate of making myself more visible with my cigar smoking, and I celebrate women who do the same. I have started on Facebook, I've started posting my cigars on Facebook. I am too old for Instagram, and let's not even go there for TikTok. I am just way too I almost swore. I am just way too old for anything. I just know what I know. But I think, I don't know if it was Nicole or Jess. I think it was Nicole. She was saying, invite a friend to the lounge. And Tom and I turned our formal dining room, into a cigar lounge. And like I said earlier, it's predominantly men, especially on Fridays, although we have one gal that, just walks in and she's just amazing. But on Saturdays, we try to invite couples, and because I crave that one-on-one interaction. I crave that connection. And I think that is so meaningful. And so but we don't have cigar lounges anywhere in Alaska, which sucks. So we turned ours into a lounge. And so yes, we invite women to our lounge, and we have basically the smoke-in stock in our humidors. And I said multiple humidors. We got lots of them. And so I have something for everybody. We have something for everybody, from the beginner smoker to a well-seasoned smoker. And so to be able to have that one-on-one connection with another woman who has never had a cigar before, or is, just starting, I think it's important for that welcoming, that, the way to make it not intimidating, to make it not like, well, this is the only way that you should do this, or this is how it's done. It's just like, have them, like how Donna was saying, cut it so you get a good draw and so you can get the good flavors, and let them go, and like I ask questions like, what do you think? Like, are you getting some flavors? So it's that one-on-one that I connect best with, to bring women in, but there are women out there like Nicole and Jessica who are going to be appealing to the masses, which is definitely, and events like this, which is so important, because a woman, is like, oh, I'm just going to watch this and just see what it's about, kind of not really ready to jump in and light that first cigar. But so like everything has its place, right? Like everything has its benefit. But where I shine best is that one-on-one. And that's where I love to have that interaction with another woman and share that experience with them. Not put my perceptions on them, just let them go, but ask questions to kind of have them get the experience that they would want, I guess.
I think absolutely. I think letting people take their own time and their own journey is such an important approach to anything new that people are learning.
Mm-hmm.
Donna, what are your thoughts on how we bring more women to our community?
Well, I really can't add anything to what everybody's already been saying, because I'm privileged and blessed to be here in an area in Texas that right here in Weatherford, AME. Matter of fact, I'm going Saturday to,
I'm glad.
Yeah, I think this is the third one that
Yep,
they're doing.
yep.
101 for women smokers. And the first one they had, they were expecting maybe 11 or 12. We had almost 30
It was
women at it,
amazing.
and it's grown every time. So again, it's social media has done so much for this. And then things like that, encourage your brick and mortars to open their minds that there's other people smoking other than just the men.
Yep.
And don't intimidate the women when they walk in the door.
Yep, I think that's awesome. Okay, ladies, we're going to go back and we're going to wrap this up with 3 more questions, sort of lightning round style.
I was thinking to roll out.
Nope, stay where we are. We're going back to Smoking Nicole, and
I got to get close again.
Well,
we got to get
we have
close.
to get cozy, and
I know.
we keep moving.
I know
over
we keep moving over. A little
okay,
bit.
Nicole, lightning round. First question: flavored cigars, yay or nay?
Nay for me, but I do not judge. Just personally, they give me a headache.
Fair answer.
Artificial flavor.
Yes, I'm with you. Not my thing, but I think it's awesome. They bring people into the community, into cigars, and so whatever people like. What is your cigar pet peeve?
Definitely when people wet that cigar and put it in the communal cutter. That is my number one. I can't stand it.
Please don't. Do not lick your cigar.
Just don't.
And then cut it. Use your own cutter if that's your thing.
It's gross.
Yes, I'm with you completely. Okay, and then as a female cigar smoker, what is a piece of advice that you would give to our brothers cigar smokers?
So this was a huge topic last night, and I support women who want this. But if there are women who do not aspire to be sexualized online, do not assume that they want that. If I am clothed, don't make comments about it. There are some women, and that's their brand, and that's what they like to do with cigars. 100% full of support. But there's a lot of people and a lot of women who do not want that. So don't assume, kind of gauge their content before you make certain comments.
I think that's great advice.
Moxie's cracking up on that one.
Yeah. Look at the person's brand and figure, don't go there if that's not where they're going. I think that's completely fair. And here's the thing I wish everybody would think about on social media. If you wouldn't say it to somebody in the bar, don't say it to somebody online, and then you're safe. Because chances are they would not say that comment that they might be thinking online. So anyway, but yes, I completely agree, Nicole. Thank you. Jessica.
Yes.
Flavored cigars, yay or nay?
Not so much flavored, but maybe more infused. Like there's a couple that I do like. Obviously I have smoked acids and I do enjoy them. But my palate has changed. So I do have progressed, but there's a cigar called the Upsetter that a lot of people might not even really know about. It's a Jamaican tobacco. Oh, Moxie, that's awesome. It's such a fantastic cigar. Some people might be off-putted by it because of the aroma that comes off, and it's not really like a sweetened tip, so it's kind of hard to explain. But there's a couple out there, like I like what Deadwood puts out. Fat Bottom Betty is one of my favorites. I think it's the sweetened that comes, it does fade because there is really good notes of tobacco in there. So I say to people that, if it's not for you, that's fine. But, at least try maybe one. Like if you've never had one, you can't really say you don't like them. So that's all.
Yes. I love that. Cigar pet peeve.
I don't know that I really have one. I was thinking about this question, and I mean, I guess it's like a stupid pet peeve, but it's more on social media. And if you're going to post your cigar, please post it so I can see what cigar you're smoking. I don't care about any of the other stuff. I mean, I at least want to see the band, because if you're not going to put it in the description, I don't know what you're smoking. How can I also engage with somebody if I don't know what they're smoking? And that probably bothers me, if that's even allowed to be a pet peeve for cigars. That's it.
Oh, anything can be a pet peeve. I like that answer. That's great. And then last question, as a sister of the leaf, what would you like to share with our brothers of the leaf?
I think I'm with Nicole on that. That's always, I think that's something all of us ladies kind of have in common with that particular topic. Yeah, just, when you're engaging, know what that person is about. Check out their profile, and then maybe engage with appropriate conversations. It's probably, something that would be good, which is
for anything in life, not just cigars.
Right. And what woman doesn't like to be complimented? I mean, yeah, it's nice. Thank you. You can say you look nice, you have a great day, but you don't need to comment further than that. It's unnecessary.
That is fair. Moxie's having a really good time, so we're going to
I know, she's ready. She's trying to get out the
Moxie.
gate.
She's ready.
Thank you last.
We're going to start.
Be last.
You want to be last? Okay, we're going with Michelle. Flavored cigars, yay or nay?
Me? Are you going the other
Michelle,
way?
Yes, Moxie passed. She went for last.
Okay. Flavored
No,
cigars.
Moxie just put you in the. Yeah.
That's good. That's all
You're in
good.
the
Yay or
hot
nay?
seat, my sister. You're in the hot seat. I'm going last.
Okay, fair enough. Flavored cigars, nay for me, but yay for anyone who likes them.
Excellent. I couldn't agree more. Cigar pet peeve. What is your cigar pet peeve?
Whew. Oh boy. I don't think I really have one. Yeah, I don't think I really. Yeah, I mean, although the community cutter thing with the after you've been and it's all mucky, that's kind of gross. So I'm with Nicole on that one. That makes me gag. But other than that, I don't think I really have anything off the top of my head.
All right, I like it.
Yeah.
And then lastly, as a female cigar smoker, what is a piece of advice you might give to other male cigar smokers?
Oh, okay. Then this is the whole. Okay. So yeah, because how PC? Okay. Along with Nicole and Jess, yeah, the same thing. Don't assume. Like, hey, put that 70 gauge cigar in your mouth and smoke. No.
Hallelujah.
I've had men who, and I look at their profile, send me some friend requests and stuff, and some are just blatant, like they have women's cigar fetish, like as their interest. I'm like, dude, like, no, like you need to accept the woman for who she is. And, but even the ones that aren't putting their tits and ass out there, they're still a person. Right? They're still a person. Oh, should I have not said that? Alex, you should have known better.
Michelle, we love it. No, just be you. No filter. We love it. And you're right. By the way, and it's like everyone's thinking it, just say it. Own it.
There that have a mind as well, and that truly love cigars and enjoy smoking cigars. You know, it's like, just because a woman is in a bikini and, you know, is smoking a cigar doesn't mean that she wants you, period. You know, like, sure, that's an invitation. Like, you should smoke, you should talk to a woman, no matter how she's dressed, as a human being, you know, like, get to know her, because she's got a brain too. And I'll tell you what, like, that's the most sensual part on a woman, is her brain. Preach. Because if you can't get a woman engaged here, you're not getting any of this anyway, right? So that's my advice to the Brothers of the Leaf, is treat us like human beings, and treat us with respect that you would treat your mother or your sister or your daughter. And you know, let's enjoy this beautiful thing that has been created with so much love and so much passion and sweat and thought. Let's enjoy this together. And, you know, if things develop down the road, that's awesome. But man, don't be coming at women with, no, abort.
Michelle, here.
Cheers
Thank
to
you.
you,
We
sister.
appreciate
Cheers
that.
to you.
You are we completely agree, but like you said it best. So thank you so much, Donna. Lightning round. Flavored cigars, yay or nay?
I was a nay until this last year, and I'm gonna go with Jessica. I found the Deadwood and the Leather Rose, just to take a break from every once in a while. It smokes great all the way through the end. It's got a flavor to it. It's not one of those that you know, it hasn't been dipped in rum and all this other kind of stuff that they're trying to get you. The Deadwood, okay. I'm good with.
All right, I like it. Cigar pet peeve. What is yours?
My pet peeve is, I'm going to go with Nicole there. Do your etiquette, you know.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's a pretty basic one, guys. Or girls, just, you know, don't lick the cigar and use a community cutter.
Yes.
And then advice to, you know, what advice would you give to male cigar smokers about women being cigar smokers or in the lounge?
I am so tired of being sitting there and you're smoking one and somebody comes, the guy sits down beside you and goes, "Oh, you smoke cigars?" That is my pet peeve. No, I'm sitting here just looking good. You know, I'm trying to look good. Okay. At my age, I'm not trying to look good. I'm here to enjoy it. Okay. Yeah. I smoke cigars. That's not a
fair point. You're in a lounge, you have a cigar. Safety.
Yeah. You know, yes. So take it as it is. Yes. I like cigars. Okay. I smoke one. All right. Don't.
I like it.
If that's his come on, it turns me off.
Fair. It's totally fair. All right. I love that. Okay, Moxie, you asked to go last. So we're ready, but we're going to start back with, you know, first things first, flavored cigars, yay or nay?
Hell to the yes. Here's my thing.
All right, I like that. Yes.
Smoking cigars that are bolder than a lot of men can smoke on a full stomach at the end of the day, in the morning, having had no breakfast. I am a bold cigar girl. Everybody who knows me knows this. Michelle will vouch for. I can start my day with something like a Jacob's Ladder on an empty stomach, and I'm good with that. But I have absolutely zero shame to the fact that once in a while I enjoy a tobacco or a dulce or whatever with my iced coffee on a Sunday morning when I'm relaxing on my patio. And you know what? Good for me, because I smoke what I like and I don't give a damn what you think about it. There went all my diplomacy. Are you ready?
Yes.
I say, as Sisters of the Leaf, Brothers of the Leaf, encourage people to smoke what they enjoy. And I know grown-ass men who enjoy an infused cigar, a flavored tip cigar, and you should smoke what you like, because the last I checked, this is America and we have the freedom to do what we enjoy, and nobody should judge us. And when you talk about welcoming Sisters of the Leaf, Brothers of the Leaf, new smokers, it doesn't matter. Let them smoke what they enjoy. I didn't even know about flavored cigars until a few years ago, because I had never been in that realm. And now that I have, there are some I very much enjoy, and I have zero shame to that. You want to challenge me? Feel free to meet me on a Sunday morning, and we'll smoke a bold cigar together and see who smokes it to the end on an empty stomach. But if I want a flavored one, I will do that. And I'm not judging anybody for what they enjoy. Smoke what you love, ladies and gentlemen, and enjoy it. And don't be ashamed of it. And don't have to feel like you owe anybody an apology for what you like to smoke.
Can I interject really quick?
Yes, I was going to say, Michelle wants to say something.
when we were in the mothership for the Great Smoke, I was in the humidor and I saw this group of guys walk in, and it was awesome. I was looking for what I wanted to smoke next, and they all gravitated toward the Tatiana, the flavored cigars, and I was like, "You go." And it was like it was awesome. It was like that's what they wanted, and that's what they were going to smoke, and I celebrate that.
If we are true brothers and sisters of the leaf, if we
I'm
are
with
lovers
you.
of the leaf,
Yes.
then I am sorry that you support people enjoying what they enjoy smoking. And all this shame game that we put on people who enjoy infused cigars, shame on you. Feel free to message me, text me, I don't care. But shame on you, because people should do what they love to do, and they should not owe anybody an apology for that. And that's just how I feel about that.
Agree.
Damn
I
straight.
wanna go
I
back
completely
because I
agree.
feel like
Cigar
your
pet
show,
peeve.
You'd still get your show in.
Moxie, what is your cigar pet peeve?
Oh my goodness. I don't know that I have an actual cigar pet peeve, to be honest with you. I don't use community cutters or lighters or anything like that. I have my own. So that's never been an issue, but I totally respect where Nicole's coming from in that, because I could see that being something. I don't honestly have one other than shaming people for what they smoke. Plain and simple.
All right. Well, and I think you're absolutely right. And in addition to people should smoke whatever they want, any advice that you would give our brothers of the leaf, especially as it relates to women in the lounge or women, enjoying smoking cigars?
Was I supposed to be politically correct for this?
Go for it, Moxie.
No.
Here's the
You
thing.
wanted to go
We
last
talk
for a
about
reason.
cigars, and we talk about women in cigars, and we talk about influencers in the cigar industry. I think we should influence people in life positivity and being the best version of themselves. But if you support Sisters of the Leaf, if you support those of us who truly love the craft, the art, the smoking of cigars, and you continue to hit like and love on the women who make it less than, you are part of the problem, not the solution. Brothers, think about what you're liking and what you're supporting. And when you tell me to my face that you love the fact that I actually know cigars and tobacco, I actually know something about what I'm smoking, me and many, many, dozens and dozens and dozens of other sisters, then think about what you're hitting like on. Because if you're liking the trophy girls and not the race car drivers, you are part of the problem. How's that for not diplomatic anymore?
Okay. No, are you kidding? I love that, because we are for the race car drivers.
Yes, we
I
are.
absolutely love it. So here to the race car drivers. Okay. So thank you all, ladies. We're going to bring the boys back, because I actually love to get a guy's perspective on some advice they might give their fellow men. So this time I'm going to put Dan on the hot seat first.
All right, let's roll.
Dan.
Hi, Dan.
What is a piece of advice you would give your fellow?
This has been a blast, ladies.
What is a piece of advice you would give your fellow cigar smoking men as it relates to women joining the cigar smoking community?
Just love them in a respectful way. Just like we would our brother, our sister, our mother, our wives.
Yes, I think that's great. Alex, what about you? Any advice you might want to give a guy about a woman being in, smoking, or a woman enjoying a cigar?
You're muted.
Uh-oh, I think you might be on mute.
I was.
Rookie move.
Yeah, rookie move. Rookie. I was so worried about everybody else. So my advice to men in reference to female cigar smokers, right? She doesn't want you, bro. Leave her alone. Let her have a good time.
That was awesome. Yes, fair enough. All right. Well, this has been an amazing, fun time. I'm going to actually give it back to Alex, and I'm going to get Donna to squeeze it over here and join us as we wrap up the show. But Alex, thank you so much for letting me take the mic and lead this discussion with these awesome women. It's been so much fun. Ladies, thank you for joining me and having this really important conversation. The more things like this we do, I think the more we're going to see women really leaning in on cigars. And one by one, we're going to move the needle. And I think we're going to find out in a few years that there's a lot more women in our lounges than there are today. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Moxie,
Thank you,
we
guys.
have to talk about women on target.
Yes, we do, my lady. Yes, we do.
But no, thank you guys. Thanks for coming on. This was
I'm a
great.
member.
This was new. This is, you know, I don't see a lot of this, and that's great. I know some of you, like, you know, Jessica, this is really kind of your first on your
Yeah,
own.
on
He
my
can go
own.
away. We know he's sitting right there. We
Oh,
see
he
his
is.
cigar smoke bellowing up in the camera. But no, this was great, man. I want to thank everybody. I had a great time. And this was the easiest show I ever did. I got to just, you know, sit back and listen, get some insight. But you know, look, this, I feel like this is something, you know, we should do again. It doesn't necessarily have to be a release. I'm totally, and I'm sure Abe is totally open to just, you know, maybe get a mix of everybody on here next time and really throw it around.
I think I love getting men and women together would be really, really fun too.
Mm-hmm.
I completely agree.
Thank you all tonight so much for joining us. Alex, thank you for being our host.
Yes, thank you, Alex.
Absolutely.
I have to get one last word in, Dan. I haven't got to meet Nicole yet, and I'm sorry for that, Nicole. We need to meet and hang out. But the rest of you, I've gotten to meet.
You were so busy. I saw you at the Great Smoke, but you were
still, yeah. Well, Great Smoke's kind of a different scenario. I'm a workhorse during that, but the rest of the time, you can find some time with me. But I admire you all. You set the pace for female cigar smokers, and I respect you for that. I adore you for that, Jessica. You know, I have so much respect for you, Michelle. You and I have become fast friends, best friends. I consider you a soulmate and a sister. I just want to tell you all I very much appreciate you and what you offer the cigar community, and I love you dearly. I truly do from my heart.
I love you.
We love you too, Moxie.
So I'm going to close. I have no drink, but I'm going to close with a toast anyway. It's one of my favorites. To strong women, may we be them, may we know them, may we raise them. Thank you, ladies. You are all strong women, and I know we all know a lot of strong women in our lives. Thank you so much.
Wait, can I interject super
Here.
quick on the band
Yes.
of the Migdalia SE?
Yes.
It says, fierce minds, brave spirits, kind hearts. Micallef Cigars celebrates strong women.
Yes.
Boom.
Yes.
Right there.
Yes.
And
Thank
with
you guys,
that,
and thank you, Alex.
Absolutely, everyone.
And thank you,
have a
everyone who
good
watched
night.
tonight. Good night.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Good night.